Good morning, my friends. So, I want to start giving you very practical tools or life hacks on how to manifest your best life. And when I say manifestation, let's not get hung up on what it looks like physically, because that doesn't matter. It's insignificant. We're primarily speaking on manifesting the highest version of who you are into this world. Because the truth of the matter is that highest version of who you are already has everything that you want and more. So it's not so much about manifesting physical things. It's about aligning to that greater part of yourself that already has what you want. And when you do this, you sync up with it, and then you allow that part of yourself to shine forth onto this world. You get it? So think of it like this. Right now, you might be at a certain frequency. You might be on frequency 2.4. I'm just using this as an example. And you're at 2.4 because maybe you're still holding on to grudges. You're still harboring fear. You're still harboring shame. So that's going to keep you in a lower frequency. When you begin to release those grudges, to find forgiveness, and so on, you begin to align yourself. You begin to harmonize with the greater part of yourself that's on a higher frequency. All right. Now, every frequency is connected to a physical reality. You get it? So if you're an angry person, you're probably physically manifesting a lot of drama in your physical world. When you release that anger and you take it inside and you figure out what's going on with you by addressing your traumas, by addressing your fears, your insecurities, your childhood, you start to elevate into a higher frequency, and the physical reality connected to that frequency is entirely different. So you're not really manifesting. You can think of it as you're transposing yourself to a higher state of consciousness, and that higher state of consciousness has a different vibrational match in terms of a physical world. Your inner frequency will project a signal outwardly, and that becomes your external reality. Okay, so this idea of I want to manifest a car, I want to manifest a partner, that's fine, but instead be more vulnerable. Okay, why do you want to manifest a partner? Okay, is it because you're ready to love, you're ready to do life with someone, you're ready to learn? That's a vulnerable request. It's a vulnerable asking. Universe, I would love to meet the love of my life because I have so much love to give. And I want to be in an intimate, affectionate relationship with someone, and I want to grow through that relationship. Now you're not focused on the physical thing, you're focused on the feeling. Always focus on the feeling. So remember, you might be at a certain frequency that's linked to a physical reality. You're not actually manifesting a new physical reality. You're simply aligning to a higher note on the piano, and that higher note has an entirely different reality attached to it. So today I want to talk about the art of allowance, right? It's also correlated to surrendering, not wanting to control anything anymore, allowing life to appear and disappear, allowing people to express, and then it comes up and it comes down, right? You just allow it all without interrupting the flow of what life wants to express in any given moment. Everything is a scene in the movie. Just allow the scene to play out without interjecting yourself. That's the key. When you allow, you are actually, you can say, domesticating your ego. You're not allowing your ego to block your own blessings. You're not allowing your ego to interrupt the flow of what's occurring in that moment. Okay? And by allowing whatever's happening in that moment, you are now raising to a higher octave on the piano. Okay? And if you keep doing that over and over and over again, now you're going to be in a different physical reality because your internal reality has completely shifted. So let me give you a practical example. You and I are out for coffee, okay? I'm telling you about my breakup. I'm telling you about what's going on in my life. You might want to chime in and give me advice. You might want to chime in and be like, no, you don't worry, da-da-da-da-da. By doing that, you're unconsciously blocking your own blessings because you're disallowing yourself to move into higher ground, to move into a higher state of consciousness by allowing that moment to express itself. You have to allow me, it could be you, it could be me, it doesn't matter. You're allowing me to share everything, okay? You're allowing me to open up to you. And any urge you have to interject your advice, you starve that urge. because that urge is really coming from a deep-seated trauma of not trusting the process, right? And still acting on that impatience or that fear or that insecurity or wanting everyone to cheer up all the time. All of that stems from trauma. And so becoming aware of those impulses or those potential reactions or those urges and no longer feeding them, no longer giving them energy, instead allowing me, in this example, to speak until that circle completes itself. So often we don't allow the circle to complete itself because we think there's something wrong with the script. We think there's something wrong with the scene in the movie. So we want everyone to cheer up. Or we might be on the road and we have road rage and we start honking. We're actually missing the greater lesson in that moment. We're cutting the circle off halfway as opposed to allowing the circle to complete itself. This is how you manifest your best life. This is how you enable the highest version of who you are to be born into this world, to manifest into this world. Does this make sense to you? But so often we say we want something, but our actions are contradictory. We say we want love, and then when our parents open up to us or our brother or our sister opens up to us, we don't actually hold space for them to feel safe. So we're actually not being loving, and so we're not actually receiving the love of the universe because we're constantly interrupting their process. So we say we want something, but our actions contradict what we say we want. We have to stop blocking the flow of life from happening. This is the key. And when you allow yourself to enjoy, just to spectate this crazy movie that's happening, then you're no longer in the way. You're no longer in real time. You're moving yourself into a higher state. And if you do that consistently, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to end up transposing to a higher note on the piano, okay? Because you've done the internal work of healing your traumas in real time, healing that part of you that wants to interrupt people, healing the part of you that wants to honk your horn on the street, healing that part of you that wants to control your husband or your wife, right? By no longer doing it, you've healed that, and now you've moved into this higher state, and all of a sudden your physical reality looks different. So it's okay to visualize. It's okay to visualize, but don't visualize for the sake of manifesting that specific thing. Visualize to connect to your innermost self, to connect to your truest self, to that deeper part of you. And then you turn up the volume of that greater part of yourself. Okay? Visualization can help you plug into what feels more like you and what doesn't feel like you. If I visualize a beach in the Caribbean on a hot day with my feet planted in the sand, and then I envision being in cold weather, right now in this moment, I prefer the sand, right? Because my truer self is calling to me. But it's not about the sand. It's about, that visualization is allowing me to connect to my truer self. Now I'm going to build a relationship with that greater part of myself. I'm going to turn the volume up. Rah! Right? I love how I feel in the sun, but I love that greater part of myself. That greater part of myself is signaling to me. It's sending me a signal through the visualization of where that truer self is, how I can connect deeper into it, how I can start to be in relationship with it, how I can build a rapport with it. That's how you do it, okay? So I hope this helps you guys. Allow life to appear and disappear. Allow people to express and then to stop expressing, and then it's your turn. Allow these circles to complete themselves. Don't allow your trauma to kick into gear and to block that process, to obstruct the flow. Allow it all to occur. My favorite mantra, okay, this is Phil Good's mantra, let it happen. Let it all happen, because you're essentially allowing the transformation to happen. You're transforming from frequency 2.3, moving into 3.4, moving into 5. You're allowing the internal transformation to occur. I hope that helps you. I love you.